Hi, this is O.C. Ferrell at the Anderson School of Management. I'm the Bill Daniels Professor of Business Ethics, and today we have Terry Clark with us. Terry is a professor at Southern Illinois University in the College of Business. He's also a very experienced professor who's been on the faculty at Notre Dame and Emory universities. He received his Ph.D. from Texas A&M University, and he's done an awful lot of research in the area of corporate governance. So Terry, thank you for being with us.
Pleasure.
Terry, for those who haven't been reading the textbooks in the last couple of days, could you give us a snapshot about what is corporate governance? Especially, we usually think of public corporations have corporate governance. Just tell us what that is.
Corporate governance is, it can be approached in a number of ways. A, it's a philosophy that corporations have for running themselves. B, it's a set of mechanisms, procedures, and approaches to guarantee that investors in the corporation will receive a return on their investment. C, it's a method to be sure that, it's an approach to be sure that managers at the top of corporations, that their interests are correlated with the people who ostensibly own the corporation, stockholders.
Terry, not everyone covers corporate governance, say in a business ethics course, but the more you look at corporate governance, it seems to be an important part of creating an ethical culture. For example, the United States Federal Sentencing Commission has now said that boards of directors are responsible for the ethical culture of their organization, and that they should do kind of ethics audits to see what's going on. I mean, they're being held accountable. I guess corporate governance is a little bit about accountability. So how important do you think, if you were teaching a business ethics course, it is to really understand maybe some of the issues today? Maybe you could tell us some of the issues of corporate governance. Is it on target? Are there things we need to right the ship, or what should our students know about it?
Okay. I would have to say that corporate governance since the 2008 meltdown is in a bit of a shambles. A lot of folks are wondering what's the right model for corporate governance. Corporate governance, briefly, is the set of institutions, the set of procedures, the philosophy which guides a corporation. Has to do with guaranteeing that stockholders get a return on investment. It has to do with the corporation's interface with society. It has to do with the behavior of top officers in a corporation. The dominating approach to corporate governance today is the so-called shareholder value approach, which attempts to correlate the private interests of the top management with the interests of stockholders by remunerating top management according to how stock performs.
Well, Terry, I think that you've done a good job of kind of placing corporate governance in its role and its importance in the organization. But if there's misconduct going on, do you think there's been a problem with some boards of directors kind of turning a blind eye to this misconduct? Or do you think in general people who get on boards are really qualified and competent enough to help guide ethics in the organization?
That's a great question, and the answer is sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Some of the issues with boards of directors, of course, are since Sarbanes-Oxley, do we want inside board members on the board or outside? The arguments in favor of insiders are that they know the industry, they know the firm. The arguments in favor of outsiders is they're not part of the good old boy, good old girls club. So the argument in favor of outside members on the board of directors is that they're not part of the good old boy, good old girl network, and therefore perhaps stand in a position to correct behavior, to point their fellow board members in the right direction. But having said that, being an outsider, this is a sort of a double jeopardy thing. Being an outsider is a good check on insiders, but being an outsider, you don't have as much information or knowledge or experience of the industry or firm, so it's a bit of a double jeopardy.
Terry, thank you for joining us today, and we appreciate these insights on corporate governance, and I guess we hope that more business ethics professors will address it in the classroom.
I agree with you, and thank you for having me, OC.
Okay, thanks, Terry.
Thanks.